Hey, beautiful souls. I'm Sarah, your soul oracle, deconditioning coach, and mirror here at Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching. And this is your energy update for the week of March 8th to March 14th. So, this week, something steady is rising. Not soft in a fragile way, not loud in a performative way, not chaotic, and it's not dramatic. It's grounded, it's intentional, and it's brave in a quiet, embodied way. The kind of shift that doesn't explode your life, it strengthens your spine. And if you pause long enough, you'll feel where you're being asked to stand a little taller. The energy right now isn't pulling you into fantasy. It's asking for emotional maturity, for clean edges, for honest conversations. And this is where love meets self respect. And you don't have to sacrifice one for the other. On March 8th, Venus will conjunct Saturn and Aries. Our boundaries meet bravery. This is love with a backbone, desire with discernment, and passion with standards. If something feels misaligned, don't override it. If you've been tolerating what doesn't feel right, this is your moment to reassess. You don't have to harden, you just have to be clear. On March 9th, Mercury and Pisces will trine Jupiter in Cancer. The heart speaks. Words you've swallowed, emotions you've rationalized, truths you softened to keep the peace. They're rising now. But this isn't about dramatic confession, it's about honest expression. So speak with care, because what you say carries weight and healing. On March 10th, Venus will sextile Pluto. Pluto is an Aquarius, by the way. Surface connections won't satisfy. Relationships will deepen, or they reveal where depth is missing. This is transformation through intimacy, through truth, through emotional courage. What shifts now isn't random, it's refinement. On March 10th, Jupiter will station direct in the sign of Cancer. So something that's been quietly processing since November starts to move. Home, family, belonging, emotional security. The fog starts to lift. You see what you need, you see where you're going, and you see who can meet you there. Forward motion starts to return, but it's guided by emotional wisdom, not impulse. This week isn't about chasing, it's about choosing. Choosing honesty over avoidance, choosing standards over fear of loss, choosing conversations that feel uncomfortable but necessary. And if you felt sensitive, protective, or aware that something needs to shift in your relationships, you're not being dramatic. You're being shown where you're ready to grow. So don't rush clarity. Don't weaponize your boundaries. Let them be clean, calm, and direct. The real power this week is emotional maturity, love that doesn't abandon you, truth that doesn't attack, and forward movement rooted in safety. You don't have to prove anything. Just stand where you are. Say what's real and let the right connections meet you there. So remember, take a breath. You're not behind. You're right on time. And everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You're not leaving the path. You are the path. So, general energy for this week, we have Cancer, I feel, Neptune, sacrifice, and 11th house, friends. So, these cards really encapsulate the energy for this week. This week is all about emotions, especially with Jupiter stationing direct and moving in that forward direction. So things that you might not have felt or wanted to feel all of a sudden are going to come to the surface. And you might not be able to ignore the feelings that you're having right now. You have made sacrifices with Neptune here. You have made sacrifices, most likely of yourself, and what it is that you wanted to feel. You may have even sacrificed your friendships, your community, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams for something that isn't true. It's important that you acknowledge this week what it is that is true for you and truly feel what it is. It's okay that you didn't acknowledge it for what it was. But as Jupiter stations direct and it starts to gain that forward momentum in terms of feeling your feelings, you have to allow yourself to feel them. If you don't, the universe is going to find ways for it to keep pointing you in the direction that it wants you to go in. So you really need to pay attention to what it is that you're feeling and why are you feeling it. Process it. Don't just override it because overriding it is probably what got you into this place in the first place. So listen to what it is that you feel. That is the key this week. Don't worry about the sacrifices, the friends, the hopes, the dreams, everything else that you have let go. They can be repaired, but first you have to allow yourself to feel. All right. So I've pulled cards for each of the zodiac signs and the messages. Remember that they're layered. Our sun and rising sign are where the goal lives, and that's where your future self is whispering to you through the veil. So let's tune in. Remember, this isn't a matter of controlling the outcome, but to mirror back what your soul already knows is ready to shift. So let this be your pause, your anchor, and your reminder that this energy isn't here to break you. It's here to help recalibrate you. So, Aries, your card this week is kindness. Now, this isn't to say that you're not a kind person, Aries, but this is to say that kindness is something that you need to focus on. Oftentimes, you can be a little impulsive. You just want to get something done. And that's all right. But make sure that kindness is still involved in that conversation, whether it's a conversation with yourself or with other people, because there is something in that kindness that is here to help to move you in the direction that you're meant to go. That kindness will help you to feel the emotions that you need to feel right now. Sometimes we get so distracted in what we're doing and where we're going that we forget the basics. So this week, pay attention to kindness to you or to others because it will help get you in the direction that you need to go. Taurus, your card this week is grateful. Be grateful for everything that you have, whether it's good or bad, because even the bad has something potential in there for you to learn from. Gratitude is something that we often don't take the time for. We think, oh, I'm just going to do this and do this and do this. But do we actually show appreciation for what it is that we have? That appreciation for what you have, or for what may have left your life, or for any number of different things, even as I said, the bad things. That gratitude can help to bring in and to clarify the direction that it is that you need to go. So pay attention to gratitude this week. Make it a practice. Say what you are grateful for. And as I said, it could be something bad, but by showing gratitude for the negative experiences in our life, sometimes we can bring in the positive ones. Gemini, your card this week is transform. This is a period of transformation for you. Things are going to be shifting, they're going to be changing, whether you want it to or not. Pay attention to what it is that you're feeling, because those are the areas where you can seriously start to transform areas of your life. You, particular, have made sacrifices, and those sacrifices may have been worth it for a little bit, but they aren't going to propel you forward in the direction that you want to go. So, transform your life. Allow the transformations to take place and see what it is that comes through as a result of it. Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. If you look at a plant, it starts as a seed, and then all of the stuff happens below the surface. You don't see what's going on below the surface, but all of a sudden one day you just see a little green sprout, and all of a sudden that sprout becomes a plant. This is you, Gemini. You're planting the seeds right now of this transformation, and the transformation is going to happen below the surface. And all of a sudden, one day, it's going to become something beautiful. But you have to allow the transformation to start. Cancer, your card this week is mental repetition. Pay attention to the mental repetitions that are going on in your head. They are here to help you, they are here to propel you forward, especially with Jupiter going direct in your sign. That mental repetition, it's here to help give you information, it's here to help give you guidance. But you have to be willing to listen to what it has to say. It's not an easy thing to do, but you have to feel your feelings. Allow that mental repetition to reveal what it is that you're truly feeling. And then sit with that. You don't have to do anything with it right away, but you do need to acknowledge what it is that's going on, because that mental repetition is here to reveal something to you. So it's time that you listen. Virgo, Leo, your card this week is sincere relationships. Look for relationships that are sincere. that have a give and a take. If a relationship gives more than it takes or takes more than it gives, that is not a sincere relationship and is one that you need to pay attention to. Keep the sincere relationships in your life. The other relationships you need to work on discarding. That doesn't mean that you have to do it overnight. This is a process. Allow that process to unfold and see what happens as a result. You may start to see people and things differently than you have before, and that's okay. It's all part of this process. So look for sincerity in your relationships. And if you don't find any, it's start working on getting rid of it. Now, Virgo, your card this week is Guardian. There are people who are here to help us, whether they are on this physical planet or they are up in the ethers. These guardians are here to move you in the right direction. They're here to provide you with information and guidance. And sometimes they are physical people. But these guardians, they don't want to steer you wrong. Pay attention to the information and the guidance that they have for you. As there is something in there in that information that they're revealing to you that will help you on this journey, that will help you on these next steps. They have something important to say, and it's time that you listen. Or maybe based on the energy this week, it's time that you feel it. So pay attention to your guardians this week. They're here to help you. Libra, your card this week is vibration. Pay attention to the energy that is going on around you, the energy that is going on with you. This is a week about feeling what it is that's going on. That vibration is going to be happening. What does that energy have to tell you? Are you getting a good vibe off of somebody? Are you getting a negative vibe off of somebody? Those are all things to pay attention to. How does that person make you feel? How do you make yourself feel? Pay attention to that energy, as it's going to give you the answers that you need to make the decisions about where it is that you are and where it is that you need to move forward. Scorpio, your card this week is reawaken. So you may have fallen asleep. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Happens to the best of us. But you're going through a reawakening process. And when you're going through that process, it is really difficult and challenging to go back to sleep. And you're not meant to go back to sleep. You're meant to take the information that you've learned, the guidance that you've received, and you're meant to implement it. So take all of this information and apply that to your awakening process. It is here to help move you in a direction that is important for your soul's growth. Don't just ignore it. That's what got you here in the first place, to having to reawaken. There is nothing wrong with that. But if you go back to sleep now, it's just going to be harder for you. So take the information, take the guidance that you've made, that you've listened to, and make some most likely difficult decisions, but they will pay off in the long run. Sagittarius, your card is respect. Respect the people who are around you. Respect yourself. Show a sense of gratitude for what it is that is in your life right now. Respect the energies for what they are. Respect the people for where they are. Respect the situations for the way that they are. Now, respect doesn't mean that you have to take it, that you can't change it. Respect just means that that is their position. That is where they stand on this issue. And I don't like that. So I am going to step away and I am going to do something different on my own. That can be as simple as what respect is. Don't let people walk all over you. Stand up for your beliefs. Respect yourself enough to stand up and say, that is your position, but this is mine. And then walk down that path. Don't give up yourself. Feel. This week is all about feeling. Allow yourself to feel. Don't sacrifice yourself, especially around your friends and your hopes and your wishes and your dreams, your community. Respect is the key. Capricorn, your card this week is negativity. Where is there negativity in your life? That is the answer to your question. You don't want to acknowledge it for it being that. But if somebody is always expecting something from you, from somebody else, they're not willing to acknowledge there are things that are going on in their own life. They expect somebody else to fix it. Those are all forms of negativity, whether you want to accept it that way or not. Does a person believe that they can do anything if they set their mind to it? Person can change their world. Doesn't necessarily make them delusional. It makes them optimistic to know that they're not stuck in that one place. Negativity is easier to accept most of the time than positivity. It takes work to maintain a sense of optimism and hopefulness in a world that where things are constantly going wrong. Negativity is the easy way out sometimes. Doesn't make it right, but it's easier than feeling what's actually going on beneath the surface. Don't allow negativity to control you in the direction that you're headed in. Negativity, if it's something that you're experiencing right now, it's something that you need to acknowledge. You need to confront it for what it is and do the work so that you can get to that place of not letting it pull you down. So be on the lookout for negativity this week, Capricorn, as that negativity will steer you away from what it is that is keeping you stuck. Aquarius, your card is answers within. Again, this goes back to feeling. You already have the answers within inside of you. Allow yourself to feel what those answers are or to listen to what the answers are. These answers, you already have them. You're searching outside of yourself for answers that you already have. It can be easy to ignore those answers and to just go with the same old, same old. But don't go with the same old, same old. Listen to the answers that are within you. They're not going to steer you wrong. And Pisces, your card this week is Get Clear. It is important that you pay attention to what it is. You're seeking clarity. Things are a little muddled for you right now, especially as all of this energy is moving out of your sign. There's a lot going on in your sign right now, but not as much as there was at one point in time. This is an opportunity for you to get clear. What is it that is going on? The clarity won't happen overnight. All of a sudden, it will just strike you one day and be like, oh, that's the answer that I was waiting for. That's the answer that I needed. But this is the week where you're going to start to get clear. So remember, you're not lost. You're between stories. So let the messages find a place in your body, even if they don't make sense yet. Because sometimes the most powerful knowing comes in the quiet after the card is pulled. Let the messages you received anchor your next step, even if you can't see the full map yet. Our sun and rising sign are codes that are layered. Let them sit. Let them settle. And if you're craving deeper cosmic guidance and spiritual anchoring, come join me inside the Soul Keys Temple. It's my signature monthly membership. You can find the full details at www.soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. And you can also always book a personal soul session with me if you want to go deeper one-on-one. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, and the magic continues there. So here's to a week of sacred pivots, anchored clarity, and deep inner resonance. So stay tuned in, stay luminous, and stay you, and I will talk to you next week.